In the real world, heroes aren't as loud and flamboyant as a comic book character is, but, I think they inspire people to do good. And I love that part about it. And that's what I get from the comic books. I do get a lot of inspiration, especially from characters like Superman, Spider-Man, Captain America.
There's something unreal about it.
As a kid, it was more the stories. It's more the adventure. There are different genres, characters.
Batman's been around for 75 years. Superman's been around for 75 plus years. These characters are like ingrained in the fabric of America and beyond. There's definitely some escapism that goes on there, but I like a lot of it leading to hope. There's a lot of hopefulness within comics where, there's a positive, there's heroes out there. I try to focus on, just in life, the positive, and I feel like this world does that really well.
What drew me into comics initially? It started at a very young age, in the 70s, 80s. You had all these superheroes that were on TV. You had the original Batman show. When I was a kid, I was watching that and seeing these comic book, these books on the shelves of your characters that you're watching on TV. And you're like, I could read about this? And it comes out monthly? This is great.
The physical comics themselves, probably in the early 90s when I was a kid, they would have comics at the candy store, a newsstands. The artwork was just gorgeous. And, the stories were, different from the stuff that you saw on cartoons.
I can remember back, very young, picking up a Superman, and you read one and then you're like, oh, I can't wait for the next one. And then, you realize there's an Action Comic, but then there's also another Superman title. So you're getting two for the price of one.
Hooray!
And it just expanded from there.
It's been every day since that first date. Every day. We walked into our wedding reception to the Throne Room theme song from Return of the Jedi.
I was always a DC guy. I always loved reading about Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, all those type of characters. Obviously, Aquaman, my favorite character, as people make fun of me about.
I don't even know if I could say this, but he's a huge Aquaman fan. And downstairs in the basement, we do have a little bit of an Aquaman wall. The wall has been devoted to that Arthur Curry, I think I'm saying that right. When the children were growing up, they would see this and he would point out and he would talk to them about, Arthur's story and Aquaman and everything about it. It's everything he does. It's getting up in the morning. I feel like there's he makes a joke about the coffee has to do with, it's usually Aquaman related. And I'm like, could you just make the coffee? It's just everything about him and I love him, so therefore I love comics.
You do love your job. Almost as much as I love you.
I don't really generally read a lot of negative stuff. I'm not a big fan of the news. I keep, all my social media feed is comic book related stuff.
I would say it's really taken over our relationship, my life. In our wedding, I had a groom's cake and it was a stack of comic books. We've got paraphernalia all over the house. I try to kind of reserve it to the basement. I've got a vivid, mental image in my head of just my kitchen table, literally, having stacks of comic books. There were times where, I shouldn't mention this on camera, but there were times where if I was angry with him, whether he didn't take the garbage out or do the dishes, I may have wrote on one of the books. Around that time is when the inventory started to grow so large that he had to start storing it in third-party storage. One of his favorite comic book characters is Superman. And so, to me, he's embodied that. Between his socks, his shirts, at one time he had comic-inspired underwear, which I'm sure he's not gonna share. And I thought, you're telling me I have a lot of shoes? Between comic books and statue boxes? We had to insulate our attic space in order to house and store some of these boxes, empty boxes, which baffles me, right? But it's a thing, it has to be done.
Once you're a geek, you're always a geek. I don't know, it's like a lifestyle, right? So it's everything. So I'll never forget it. He would ride the Long Island Railroad that was his commute. So we'd ride the railroad into the city every day. And then one day he came from work and he said, I met this really great guy on the train. His name's Tess. And we were talking about comic books. And I'm like, okay. I dismissed him like I normally do.
Tess and I met on the Long Island Railroad. I think we sat in the same row. It was a 3-seater. He sat, I think, closer to the door, to the wall, and I was on the outside. We both had corporate jobs. I think it was a Wednesday because it was New Comic Book Day. My shop when I worked in the city was Midtown Comics. So I would go there, spend a ton of money each week, more than I probably should have, with my bag and on the train. And I would, sometimes I would read on the train because I don't like talking to people on the train. If you're a New York commuter, you don't talk to anybody. You don't keep your head, you don't put your head up, you don't look at anybody.
Being a New Yorker, I grew up in Queens and Brooklyn. We generally don't like to talk to people we don't know.
Sometimes I felt like I was embarrassed if I opened up a comic book, on the train. You just kind of get in your seat, you kind of put your head down, and hopefully you don't have to get up to have somebody sit next to you.
But I did see that he had a Midtown Comics bag with him. So that was basically him putting up his flag, letting me know that he was one as well. I basically said, hey, I prompted a conversation. I was like, hey, what are you reading? What do you pick up? I don't think we exchanged information or stuff like that, but we got off at the same station and, we just started taking the same train.
He doesn't even know this, but, I didn't remember his name for the longest time. I would see him on the train, like, hey, what's up, man? Hey, what's up, man? Well, when I first met Tess, it kind of stuck for a long time till now.
That commute kind of fostered his love, and it kind of connected him back to the comic book world. He would start coming home almost daily talking about comic books, shows. It looked like he was reinvigorated.
It just blossomed. It made like the train trips something that we would look forward to. We would start going to like conventions together and, taking like trips to like other states to go to conventions.
We got over 100 shows.
And it was starting to become more of a passion that was like upfront and personal. Like it was now coming to the forefront.
We were coming back from Rhode Island Comic Con. We were in my buddy's Jeep. We were just talking about, what we could do more. Rhode Island Comic Con it's a great show. We were up there for the day, I think. Or was it the weekend? But we were coming back and we just started talking about like, what else can we do? This was great. We had an awesome week.
We took that ride back from, I think it was a Rhode Island Comic Convention. And I don't know what it was about that day. I think we both felt it, but it clicked in something where we want to be more involved with this hobby. We don't just want to be the fan. We just don't want to be the consumer.
We said, let's do a podcast. This is what people are doing. And I think at that time, like I was in the back seat, I was on my phone. I was already buying the domains for it. I was already buying everything. Like, I don't think we even decided we were going to do it. I was ready. I was like, let's do this.
Hello and welcome to Don't Feed the Geeks, presented by the Long Island Comic Guys.
Long Island Comic Guys became a group of us to talk about pop culture and comic books. He won the Academy Award in 2018.
Marvel sold 180,000 comic book NFTs.
We love comics. I love reading comics.
So we started a podcast with the three of us and a couple other people. A couple came and went. It would be discussions about current events and comics. Maybe we'd do like a spotlight on some books here and there, graphic novels. We do a lot of interviews with shop owners, creators, people in the industry, and just try and dig as deep as we can and make as many connections as we could in the community.
We started in my basement. It was just a hodgepodge of clips and green screens and cameras that didn't work right, audio that didn't work right, but we had fun doing it.
We talked to artists, writers, comic shop owners, just getting to talk to those people and getting that perspective from these different areas of this industry that we maybe hadn't dipped our toes in helped us a lot just to kind of get as much knowledge as we can about the industry and how it works. The LI Comic Guys and the LI Comic Shop name was established because of that. And I think it was always like a little bit of a vision to turn that into something more.
I think even when we were doing that, we were still exploring, like where should we land in this world? What's the right path for us within the hobby? I was in the corporate world. I worked in finance. I changed jobs within the company a few times, and I was never super passionate about the work. It's kind of like, I took accounting and finance in college because it seemed like the sensible thing to do. I got a job, and then, I wound up getting another one at a hedge fund, which I worked for 15 years. And I would constantly, funny enough, I would listen to a lot of like motivational stuff on YouTube while I was doing my work, because it wasn't the road I wanted to go down.
My life with jobs it's been an interesting run. I am former military. I've served in the military for 6 years, deployed twice to first Gulf War. I never went to college. I chose the Navy. I chose to be a diver. That's why I love Aquaman. I loved my job in the military. After the military, I became a commercial diver. After all that, I wanted to slow things down and be in the corporate life. Being in a corporate life, I just got tired. I got drained. I got wiped out. I'm tired, and I feel like at this stage of my life, I've got a family. I needed a change. I wanted to do something for myself, work for myself.
Les Brown was a motivational guy, and I really loved his work. And it was about pushing, like, what are you passionate about? And it really made me think, like, you can so easily fail at something you hate. Why don't you try to fail at something you love? And I was like, that really resonated with me, where it's just like, what do I really want to do? I knew it was comic book related, but I didn't know what it was. And the idea sparked for a comic shop. I knew that doing it alone wasn't the right choice. So I obviously went to Jim first. And I was like, hey, I don't know where your head is on this. It's like, if you don't want to do it, it's totally okay, but I'm going to do this. And I'd like you to do it with me. And he's like, I absolutely want to do it too.
I love this. I've always wanted to do something on my own. It was just a lifestyle change. I needed something different. And to be able to do something with a friend, it's a dream. We've talked about doing this for such a long time that, when it was ready, we were ready. We knew that this is what we wanted to do. It was a long time, but to this day, I wouldn't change the way that it ran its course, because it got us here.
So over here, we'll do the register. We'll have maybe display cases here and here for the books. In the middle here, we'll get a couple.
Surprisingly enough, it took us a really long time to find the right location. I think even this location, I think we were concerned on the size that it might not have been big enough. It's hard to gauge like what's gonna fill a store when you don't really know exactly how much stuff you have and where it's gonna go.
When we saw this, it looked much bigger than what we thought we needed. And thankfully it wasn't. It was a good choice.
Yeah.
Whew. A lot of stuff to do. Very little time. Well, we have a lot of time. Or do we? I don't know.
He pitched it to me, I would say maybe a couple years back, just kind of spitballing, saying that, hey, Jim and I were, discussing this and wanted to see what you thought. And I said, well, I think it's going to be challenging. Transforming any idea into a reality takes time. They started with their business plan and, they were fine-tuning that. We were shopping around to financing companies and lenders. And I think this is the best outcome.
I think it was kind of a moment where both of us, we kind of came into the space, like closed our eyes and like envisioned how we wanted it to look. And surprisingly enough, I think we were really aligned.
Before we even got it, I had the blue painter's tape out, and I was putting tape on the floor like this is where the counter, and I would measure out, and whatever the counter measured out, that's what the tape was, and to where our displays were going to go. We had a vision of what it would look like before it was even here.
I was a little bit concerned. I know there are people that love comic books, but it's with the internet and the availability of things at your fingertips, I thought, why would they need a brick and mortar? But this is very much like a family. This is what they wanted to create. They wanted a place that people could go to talk about comics, to touch the comics, to breathe the comics. Like, they wanted a space where geeks could be geeks.
We could do like decals here where it has like the 1 and 2. Maybe we move the 1 and the 2 to the door.
Right.
And we put like a decal of Long Island Comic Shop, and then the Masters of the Geekyverse motto we can put over there.
Yep.
So put them in the middle here, 1 here, and then we can put it in the middle over here too.
That might take away from not having a vinyl here instead. So having the Long Island Comic Guy logo and a neon here, Masters of the Geekyverse here. I think we can get the neons faster in the windows, so we may want to do that.
Yeah,
and they weren't that expensive.
I think we should prioritize that then.
Just from seeing them at this point, like a little bit into it, it's like one of them very OCD, the other one very much not, and so it's interesting to see that them play off each other that way, where one of them's like, we have to organize everything exactly how it should be, and the other one being like, it's fine.
We're gonna have to do something like we buy comics, we buy your stuff, so it has to be up there.
I think as long as it's not like anything vulgar or anything like that, I think it's fine.
You know, I'm still learning of Tess. Tess is very sarcastic, and I'm not used to that. This door would definitely, I would cover this entire door.
Yeah. Get like a Superman or a Batman.
I was thinking Lobo.
Decal.
Why wouldn't you do Lobo?
A Lobo?
Come on.
I guess we'll see how much those cost then.
Tess, first off, when you first meet him, you have to realize very sarcastic. So if you don't know that, you could take offense very easily. Where Jimmy's a lot more laid back and, you know, he's just more straightforward. But Tess, Tess is a wise ass without a doubt.
Tess and his sarcasm, that you can't really tell if it's serious or not. Even still, after knowing him for 10 years, that's still the case.
There are a lot of times I don't know if he's serious or not. And sometimes I freak out about that. I stress about that because I don't know if he's mad or funny or I know and I hope that a lot of times when he is being sarcastic, him being funny, but you know, it's going to be a learning experience for myself because I don't pick up on things like that. We'll see what happens.
The vision is starting to come together for sure. I think
Absolutely.
You just said that before. But, you know, it's going to change too. We're going to find between, you know, what do they call error? What's the word I'm looking for? Trial and error. It's trial and error. That's what it is.
It's going to be
so.
Yeah.
Comics have slowed down a little bit. 3 years ago, they were super hot. Maybe we need to get into like some other things for a little while. You know, maybe we need to sell more Disney Lorcana cards,
right.
You know, whatever the case may be. More toys, more anime. Anime is super hot right now.
Or the manga, the Japanese stuff.
Tess texted me about opening a store. I want to say it's gotta be like 2 years ago. It was a while. So he kind of let me know early on because he was very much hush hush about it. He's like, don't tell anybody, but like we're thinking about doing this. I remember being really excited for them, but also a little bit concerned because the comic market was a little bit kind of in flux at that time. It wasn't really like 2021 at the time. It was getting into 2022, 23, but I was excited. I was really happy for them. I know that this is kind of what they love and what they wanted to do. So I was really excited for them.
The comic store was always in the cards as far as I'm concerned, even years ago. And these guys are they're so knowledgeable and so passionate. I knew from the get-go that it would be a success.
I'm holding it. I got it.
So you'll see we left a gap up here. We were told that if we didn't go to the ceiling, we didn't need to get a building permit for that. So, and the town agreed that, you know, we followed all the rules. So I think there was a lot of like certificates, even from the state.
Yeah.
Like there was a certificate of authority we didn't even know we needed to do for sales tax. There's, you know, some of the accounts that we wanted to sign up with, we needed like the certificate of authority specifically before we could even get new comic books.
Like who knew we had to have that? And that was a struggle, even setting up the accounts with our distributors and everything like that, all the documents that you needed for that. We missed a step, and that was a live and learn experience, getting the right documents and doing the research of what is needed.
So there's a lot of things that you don't generally think about or like think about on the spot. It takes a lot more than you even think it does. Because, you know, I think we both like, all right, this is going to be a lot of work. And then it's just like, oh, it was more than a lot that we thought it was.
You hold it?
Yeah, I got it.
Can we shift this back?
Like I told him, I was like, you look like Squints Pellegrino from whatever his name is from The Sandlot with those glasses. I mean, they're not bad looking. I'm slightly tempted to get my own, but I hate wearing glasses.
Going with it. I don't think I would have done this if it wasn't for Tess. And that's the God's honest truth. I don't think I would have been able to do this on my own. I don't think I would have been able to do this with anybody else. I feel him and I work very well together. He's a great guy, but he's got a very he's at times he's very business, and I like that. I think we work well together when it comes to this.
When I met Jim, what is it, almost 10 years ago now?
Yeah,
I had to teach him. He didn't know what sarcasm was. So
I don't do well with that.
I enlightened him.
I don't do well with that.
He's used to being the cool guy in the group, teasing his buddies. He wasn't ready for a dose of his own medicine.
Not at all.
These guys pretty much finished the wall. They got to put. We're gonna put a one-way mirror in there though. And then we just got to get some hardware on the door. When are you gonna be open? I was like, I don't know. Leave me alone. I was like, we're not really open. We're just gonna have a store and hang out there. It's not gonna be a place of business. Leave us alone. Even like the contractors are like, oh man, it's gonna be awesome just hanging out here. Like we gotta get a place like that where we go and say we're working. I was like, hey, we're gonna be working. We're gonna be working. I was like, it's gonna be fun, but we're gonna be working.
I think there was probably about a month before everything was done and set up, just because like between ordering and shipping, the contractors coming in and actually doing the work. Yeah, I would say about a month from like start to finish to get it to where we could actually start putting stuff in the store.
Everyone asks, like, are you excited? I was like, I know I'm going to be. I'm just not there yet. It's still like almost like a surreal thing where like I'm gonna wake up and like I have to go back to my old job and it's like this has all been a dream. So I just like I'm taking it kind of one day at a time. Ideally, all over here we've got to get a couple more racks, new books. We'll see if we need more space as we start getting them in. We might put something up here, new comic books, so people are directed this way. We'll put like our mid-range, higher range books up here. So people are going to check out over here. We'll probably set that up this week. For the new books, we've got to order a month in advance. You can, I think, go as far out as 3 months.
3 months.
But you have to get your final order cut off the month before. Unfortunately, so we have to start talking to people and finding where, and not where.
What books they'd
like
to have
we're
pulled?
going to have, yeah. So we got to get our pull list from folks. Maybe we'll have some like high-end like figures in here as well. I have some like old school Michael Jordan sneakers. Maybe we'll throw some in there. It doesn't specifically have to be comics. We don't want like too much weird stuff either though, but like stuff that's just generally collectible. I think on this wall here, we'll probably set up some artwork. I've got a couple frame pieces. I can show you one right now. Put something like this up. This is an original interior page by the artist Tony Daniel. It's from Deathstroke 2 that came out back in like 2015. So it's the interior page. So it says Tony Daniel here. We had it custom framed by some good framing friends of ours, Mantra Framing. So it says this is issue 2, page 10. So I also cut out the cover so you can see what the cover looks like and the actual interior page that went to final printing. So that's a cool page. So what I want to do with this one is kind of the same thing I did with the Deathstroke one. Get the cover and then the interior page and frame it all together. And this is cool too, because it's hard like when you're getting these, like for people who aren't really in the art game, and that's something we can talk about too, is getting ones with like the actual prime character on each panel. It's price dependent on like, how popular the character is, how popular the artist is, how many good shots. Like if we had like a full page shot of him, like that would be like a big expensive page. But this is just kind of broken up into little panels, so it's still more than like a page would be if he's not on it at all. Like if it was a Rocket Raccoon book and you saw like this random character who I don't even know her name, and it was only her, it was just like, nobody really wants that. And we'll see what else we have room for. We want to maximize our real estate as much as we can.
Absolutely.
Yeah. There? I don't think so.
Yeah.
Here, put it down. That's fine. All right, so I have the back piece. Hold on.
All right, hold on. We have to lift it up.
We've done this 3 times, and every single time we've lifted it the wrong way.
I've always known that he wasn't really engineering capable.
The other way, right? You're good to put this together today, right?
Yeah, I think so.
No, a little to the left. I
am capable. I just choose not to do it. It's more of a want. And it was just like, I like to feed into like, I don't really know how to do this. Can you figure it out? Where I can do it, I just don't want to.
We're kind of bracing for the worst and hoping for the best kind of situation. Yeah. With the ordering too, we don't want to get too heavy into the ordering, especially with the new books, because we don't know how many people are going to come and order the new books. So, we want to do an announcement video soon so that we can tell people, hey, we're going to have new books starting on this X date. Hopefully that incentivizes people to put their pull list in so we know how many books to order. We don't want to get like 30 Batman and like 5 sell. So
because also when you're ordering this stuff, you kind of get hyped up on it, like, oh my 100%. God, I want like 10 of these things. Yeah. But no, you can't buy 10 of those. You got. So right now, I think it's just making the call, the judgment call of what we need to order. Like, because it's easy, it's very easy to over order this. Even right now, not knowing how many we need to order.
Obviously, it's a business, and making money is important to keep the business alive, and us bringing home a little bit of money so we stay alive with our wives. But at the end of the day, there's so many places where it's so much about like getting the money. We want to bring it back to the people are important in this part of the thing. We want to cultivate the next generation of collectors as well. We're not going to be here forever. I think all this stuff that we have and own personally, we're really just renting it. I mean, it's going to go to someone else. It probably belonged to somebody, 2 or 3 other people before it came to us or someone else. And we just want to appreciate it, while we're here, and spread that appreciation amongst other people.
So far, I mean, talking to other people in town here, we've got a lot of small little fan base of people locally here, and I think the movie theater is going to be a big benefit for us, especially when Marvel movies or any kind of Marvel, superheroes, Star Wars, anything like that. We can collaborate with
Super
them.
Mario or Sonic,
We can collaborate, and maybe put a little display in there, like, hey, these are the comic books based off of this movie. Come on down to Long Island Comic Shop for more type of titles. Lynbrook has been it's such a nice community. It's a small community. So once you venture out, they've got a lot of small boutique type of stores. Like, right down the block, we have a record store. And then we have a baseball card shop who the owner, Steve, great guy.
I don't see how you could be in any type of business like this if you're not passionate. And this is my 38th year. I'm in business since May of 1987. The store is Card Shack. I'm at 9 Atlantic Avenue in Lynbrook, right in the downtown village. I come to work every day. I work 7 days a week. I love it here. The community's great. We're very involved with the community when it comes to the youth. We like to sponsor and try to be supportive. We have a really good diverse group of stores. We have pizzerias, restaurants. So even people from out of town, it's really nice that they can come down to a small community. They can get a slice of pizza, they can get ice cream. They can make a day of it. We have a movie theater right here. So we notice a lot of people on the weekends make a day of it. And now we have, which is phenomenal, something that offsets me because it's in the whole realm of card collecting, is comic books. We have a lot of people that come in, they always ask, where can we sell our comic books, where can I purchase? I always send them down the block and they're like, wow, this is great. It's like killing 2 birds with 1 stone.
Before we even opened up, we walked in and said, hey, we're Jim and Tess, we're gonna open up a comic book shop here. And he was very happy, very supportive.
They came in, introduced themselves, they told me what they were looking to do. We really hit it off as business guys, but also passionate collectors. They want to build, and they want to really build trust. And I think Lynbrook is the perfect town for it.
I think everybody's been really welcoming, from the pet store people to the movie theater, bagel shops, the restaurants and bars. Everybody's been really friendly.
The town is amazing. They've welcomed Tess and Jim with open arms.
We love Lynbrook because the town itself, it has that small village feel, and everyone in the community is all about the community. We opened Lynbrook Bagels in 1993, so a little over 30 years ago. My mom opened it. Me and my brother fell in love with it, and we decided to take it over. I first met Tess, and obviously he's a tall, big guy, so he made an impact. He introduced himself, and then I later met Jim, and I met Jim's son as well, and they're in here at least once a day. I think they run on Lynbrook Bagels, 100%. Their coffee orders are down pat. Tessa's cream cheese ratio kind of varies, but for the most part, we got it. I've been to the comic book shop. I love the idea of it. Whoever's going to a comic book shop, they're going to find you. You don't need to find them. It brings other people into the village and into the community and gives me more customer base, and it broadens our horizons. And my nephew is a huge, huge fan, loves it, and so happy that it's right around the block.
All right, let's check out my Fortress of Solitude, my little geek lair down here.
All right. This is my Fortress of Solitude. Got my big important books here along the wall. What I did was I did, Marvel on this side and DC on this side.
The wife said that nothing is allowed to come past the basement. Hopefully at some point I can put more artwork and stuff here. This has actually a pretty cool story. They were found in a warehouse like years later. These are original 77 posters. They found 300 of them. They sent it back to Greg. He did like kind of these remarks on them, and then he was selling them on his website. Really awesome.
My ode to Star Wars. Some of my favorite Star Wars books are over here, which I love. And of course, my pride is my Aquaman wall. This has been an ongoing project to basically to acquire every issue of Volume 1 for, from 1963. Thankfully, I was able to get every issue. So I've got every Aquaman. Some of them I got multiples of. I was able, you get a better copy every time. But everywhere that I lived, I've always lived around water. I've always been drawn to water. I love being in the ocean. I love being in water. I've always known about Aquaman. I know I get a lot of crap from, especially from Tess about Aquaman. Growing up, I've always wanted to be a diver. Became one, which was great. Worked in the industry for a little bit. It's always stuck with me. Aquaman's always stuck with me. And he can talk to fish. I mean, nobody else can do that.
Unfortunately, I've had to share my my man space with the children. So hopefully they grow out of the toy phase really quickly. Some of my older daughter's collectible Funkos as well, mixed in with some of my art and more Master of the Universe Funkos. I almost have every single Master Universe Funko, but I'm still working on it.
I'm a big 3D printer. Love to 3D print and build things and make things. My R2-D2 I've been building for a long time now. Hope to finish it one time, but it's going to be a fully 3D printed R2-D2 unit, full remotes and lights and everything else like that. I started 3D printing during COVID because there was nothing else to do. I love droids. I love the Star Wars droids. I love doing robotics. I love doing electronics. I love this for kids because it gets them to create. It gets them to build. It gets them to think. I coach a lot of kids, and these kids will come up and say, hey, Mr. Michael, I got a 3D printer, and the joy in their face. And then I get to talk to them, and be like, hey, what are you printing? You should do this. You should try that. And, I try to offer a lot of expertise because I've been 3D printing for probably 10 years now.
We used to do, hopefully we can start doing them again, we have a bunch of geek buddies, and we would do a holiday kind of like grab bag where, we would all bring gifts, comic book related, and we'd swap them out. But while we were down here one year, when I first moved in, I asked Tom Travers, our friend, and Mike Carroll, hey, can you just do a little thing on the door? They're like, okay. They're like, you go upstairs, we don't want to show you. So I was thinking it would be at most like the size of this. I come down, I get like a 3/4 scale He-Man and Skeletor, which was awesome. So Tom did the Skeletor, and then Mike did the He-Man, which I was blown away by. I mean, the details on it, they probably went through every single Sharpie I had in the house, but it's awesome. Mike and Tom are the best. And it's just another thing that, layers in the geek culture down here. I told my wife, she's like, what are we gonna do when we move? I was like, we're just gonna take the door. I was like, that's it. Got some gloves from Rocky. I'm also a big Rocky fan. My dad used to be a boxer, so this is a Carl Weathers. They're a little bit dug in there, but I also have a Sylvester Stallone and a Dolph Lundgren glove signed by them. Even the bathroom has geek-themed artwork and stuff in there. You got your Marvel towels, Groot. Then I'll bring you to the cool room. My office, where I used to record the podcast from and would work from home back in the corporate days. This is what my life turned into about 12 years ago. It started actually with this statue right here. This was the first statue I ever bought. Actually, a few years ago, I got Henry Cavill to sign the base of it. But I was like, I'm only gonna get one statue, just this one. And then
clearly you can see that wasn't true.
Everything from my comics to some Legos to a lot of my prized possessions. Part of my big Star Wars world is my cabinet of my favorite Star Wars memorabilia and props and everything from, you know, lightsabers that are signed by the actors to a lot of master replica items, a lot of important stuff here, a lot of hard and I hate to say it, but rare type of stuff. We got an awesome little Lego piece here. So a little significance on this Lego piece. This is the Yoda New York I Heart. These were only given out one day only from the Times Square Toys R Us. If you bought the X-Wing, the Red 5 X-Wing Lego, they gave you one of these, and they only had 1,000 of these things that to give out.
This is a room that brings me a lot of joy. I was happy when we finally moved into this house to have a place to put everything. Before that, it was in storage, and I'd have to go there and like spend too much time. My wife's like, "Why have you been in storage for 8 hours?" I'm just looking around. I put some family photos in here too, so it's not just the geek stuff. You know, I love my family also. So I'm a big art guy too, as you can see. I started this jam piece a few years ago. So we had one artist kind of do like light pencils outline the whole thing. And then I had different artists, you know, friends of ours and people we've met along the way do a single character. And then a good friend of ours, Mark Morales, inked the whole piece. But because I'm a psycho, just having one wasn't enough. So I recently started a Master Universe one. So this is like kind of like, you can see here, this is like how someone would outline it. The kids had a Funko done of Dad, the beard, sneakers, basketball. I guess they should, I don't know if they had a comic book for the other hand, but still try and play ball twice a week. Get the cardio in.
Good stuff. We played this a lot, me and my boys. You know, playing a Star Wars arcade from the early '80s with the whole vector screen and everything like that. It's fun to watch them play this because I played this as I was a kid, and watching my kids play this, even now in 2025, it's pretty funny where the graphics are a lot older than they were now. My favorite wall is my Supergirl wall. One of my favorite prints, it's not even a print, it's original art done by our good friend Billy Tucci. My wife got that done for me for my anniversary. It's one of my prize. I love looking at it every day. So when I get to sit here in this chair and doing my job, or I get to look at this stuff, and it kind of makes me happy just to be down here in a basement dungeon. It's hard to pinpoint a favorite part. It's this room. I love coming down here and spending time down here.
Yeah. I tried to get a actual blacksmith in like London or Scotland because they apparently sold these to get like a replica He-Man sword. But they never got back to me. They might have gone out of business or something because the website was from like 1998 and it didn't look like they updated it. This I got for Christmas from my dad. But yeah, I can't help myself. I love swords. I probably would be a sword collector if I was allowed to. It's just too much, but we'll move some more stuff into the store eventually and then move some more stuff that I like into here. So it'll be like a rotation, like a revolving door of geek items.
I don't know if Tess does this, but I'm a weirdo when it comes to this. But every time we go to a comic book convention, Tess, myself, and our other buddy Matt Hurt, we get pictures taken with an actor or an actress. Tess and Matt are my closest friends, so I like to keep them up. And we got Ewan McGregor, Val Kilmer, and Mark Hamill. I forget his name, but he was in Game of Thrones. And we got more. I haven't put them up yet. But yeah, that's something I'd like to do. In the very beginning, before I had this done, this basement was bare, it had no walls. It actually had piles of kids stuff. It was disgusting when we first moved here. I mean, I literally had a pile of toys that was sitting here. But you know, right before COVID, we decided to do a podcast, Don't Feed the Geeks, by the Long Island comic guys. And we actually did that here in my basement. You know, we had green screens. I put green sheets up on the walls.
This was a flyer that we handed out to a bunch of different comic shops like years ago, right before we started the podcast, just to like get the word out. I mean, me and Matt, we like went from Queens like all the way out to like the edge of Long Island, hitting up every single comic shop we could. It was cool. It was a good time. I do want to go back to it. I think eventually we'll do something again, but it was fun times.
It's an amazing transformation when we think about like we started our podcast down here in my basement. This basement's got a lot of history when it comes to the Long Island comic guys in the Long Island comic shop, which is it's nice to know that, you know, a lot of our stuff started here.
Before, you know, we found the location, it was a lot of like sourcing. You know, we had to go through like a lot of paperwork, and we were talking to a lot of different people, you know, contractors, stuff like that. We did a lot of calls, you know, talked to like tax people. We had a lot of conferences in here. I would blur the background a little bit to, you know, it's that not like, whoa, this guy's like a serious geek. It seems like everything's going good, but you know, even with that, you know, there was a lot of like, you know, legal review and lease review, insurance stuff that you have to do. A lot of stuff with the town that, you know, we have to make sure, a lot of hoops that you jump through, and you make sure you do everything correctly. We got a little discouraged along the way. You know, we were looking for places, and, you know, a lot of locations were either too expensive or, you know, they weren't big enough. There's a lot of things. It's not like, hey, you know, you open the next day and like, yeah, you can probably get away with that, but like all this other stuff is going to come and like bite you in the butt eventually if you don't kind of like, you know, make sure you're on top of it. We didn't want to settle, you know, we didn't want to rush into it, but at the same point, you know, we just wanted it to happen already.
I guess one of the toughest parts going to be when we get the shop going is moving. You know, I've got a bunch of boxes, comic boxes here. We got to move, and then, you know, I've got a bunch in storage still because we've been buying collections, and I've been just sticking them in a storage unit, just waiting to get the shop done and get it up set up. But hopefully we'll get that moved over pretty soon, along with probably 100 other boxes, and get this stuff out of my house, because I'm getting my personal collection is downsizing quite a lot. I'm keeping my favorite stuff, and hopefully the stuff that I'm not saving will bring joy to somebody else, because it's brought a lot of joy to me.
Right about there. Yeah, I'm okay with 10 or even 10 and a half. So today we're going to bring in a lot of the comic boxes. Probably only about half of what we still have to bring in. Jim is bringing in a load of comics. I've got a load of comics in my truck, so we're going to set those up. So since last time, we got some statues in there. We got tables set up for back issues. My stepdad's going through the schematics to actually put together real built-ins. Yeah, and we're getting ready to go. Look at this. There's a party in here. Hey. If we did them this way,
Won't be able to see.
Yeah, I don't like losing that visibility.
I got it.
But if we change it, if we find we don't like it this way and move them that way, then you don't lose that visibility. We'll find out how hard these four are to build. And if he was like, oh, they were so easy, maybe we could do two more. We really want to kind of like shepherd people throughout the entire store so they have the opportunity to see everything. I mean, I think we always envisioned having like the backlog of books in the middle of the store. You know, we wanted people to walk straight here, walk back to like the new books, kind of go around to see the statues, the graphic novels, you know, stuff like, you know, the Funko Pops, stuff for the kids. We want to put at lower levels so that they could grab it, look at it. Obviously, you also want to make sure you don't put stuff that's too expensive that, you know, younger kids are going to grab. The same thing with the new comic books. You know, we don't put any of the books that are like special variants like at the lower level so people can just grab. And then, you know, super expensive stuff goes behind like the display cases with the keys, and, you know, stuff goes in the safe and gets locked up at night. So, yeah. This one's like the most expensive one too. Like at least right now, like I didn't buy it for this, but I saw someone on eBay like selling that, like asking at least $2,200 for that piece. So, and I have a comic that like that the cover that statue's based on. So eventually I gotta get it from home and put it in there. I meant to do that last night, but I forgot. It wasn't on my to-do list of like the other 200 things that I had.
do some 2 at a time, otherwise people will make fun of us.
It was not hard to part with it. For me, like it got overwhelming in my basement. I was willing to let it go, to bring it here, to jumpstart this adventure that we started.
I mean, there was definitely stuff that we had purchased that it was an investment piece, and like I was eventually going to sell it. And then, you know, I got to other stuff that I was going through when I was in my office and going through the personal stuff in my basement, where it's just like, what am I doing with this right now? It's been sitting in a box. I probably haven't pulled it out of this box in like 3 or 4 years. How about at the very least, I bring it to the store, put it up on the wall, I'll at least appreciate it for the time being, and then maybe it'll go to another owner.
This is where the better stuff is.
To pass it on to somebody else, you know, having a kid come in and picking up a Superman book that was mine out of the rack and like, yeah, that was mine. You know, have a good read with it. Go for it. You know, and hopefully that will open him up to buy more books and to expand on his horizon of other characters and titles.
All right, so this is a combination of stuff that was in my personal collection, Jim's personal collection, collections from other people that we've been purchasing and accumulating over the past few years that we knew that we were going to do this.
And this is not a quarter of it.
Like, yeah, I mean, I have
a lot more.
A bunch more boxes. You have more. There's stuff from storage too that we still need to bring. So I guess we have comic books for the comic book store. That's a good thing. Whew. Now the fun part's going to be when we start going through it. That's my favorite part, because I probably forgot half the stuff we have in here. So we need to go through it.
A lot of it needs to be recatalogued.
Yeah, catalog, pricing.
Especially the one box I dropped. I don't know which one it is.
Great. All right. Well, we'll take that out of your pay. Oh, look at this one. It's all, you got Spider-Man in here.
Where's the Aquaman?
You want to keep all those. Oh, we got some Star Wars in here too. We got a Street Fighter book. Look at that. I guess based on the movie.
And it's got the tattoo behind it. If you look on the back.
I hope
there's the tattoo.
Whoever did the art for that didn't get paid a lot, because that looks nothing like Jean-Claude Van Damme.
With all this stuff, you got to remember, like, you know, our time here is limited. You know, we're really renting all this stuff. Even if it's in my personal collection, my kids may not want it. Maybe they do, and that's great, but they're not going to keep it forever either. You know, it's fun to kind of look at this stuff sometimes and think about, like, especially with the older stuff, like, man, who owned this before? Like, how many people were there that had this, like, one particular book throughout its lifetime? It's really a fascinating thing to me. There are books really that it's hard to let go of, but at the same point, it's just like, you know, if I'm not appreciating it right now, maybe I can appreciate it in the store for a little bit.
DC, Marvel, Independence, I mean, there's a little bit of everything in here. But the real work's going to be going through every single box, and there's still more to come. All right, so we got some new signage. Let's start with that. We got our Long Island Comic Shop logo up. We got a nice neon sign there. It looks nice at night when we light it up. And then we have our motto, the Masters of the Geekyverse. We got a neon for that as well.
Masters of the Geekyverse has been it's a motto that Tess came up with it. He came up with the logo and everything like that. He's a big Masters of the Universe fan. I don't see it, but you know, he likes it. He's going to give me hell for that. But this was his idea. It's more of a motto, Masters of the Geekyverse.
So we've got a lot done so far. We've taken the paper off the windows, getting some natural light in here. I think we've brought all the comic books in so far. We've gotten a bunch of statues set up. So we started setting up a lot more of the graded books on the walls. We have new books on order. I believe this Monday is our first order where the new books are going to come. So you will eventually see those wire shelves filled up. We're going to try and maximize or fill in every nook and cranny.
It took a while for me for it to set in. Even when we got in the space and we like set up the equipment, it didn't seem real to me until we started putting the product up and putting it on the shelves. You know, it was almost a surreal experience when, you know, you're in here and stuff's up and you're just like, oh man, like who works here? And it's just like, it's you. It's exciting. It finally feels like a comic book store. You know, before stuff was in here, it's just like, yeah, sure, I'm excited. Now, you know, it's a different feeling. You know, it's looking good. It's feeling good, you know. Squeeze in our DC Comics characters here. We have a few more. I have a couple boxes at home I need to fish out. So this is the In-Hyuk Lee cover. That's what this statue was based off of. So I figured those would be a cool pair together. It seems like we're done, but still a lot of work to do. We have to dive back into the comics. You know, me and Jim stayed late the other day. There's probably gonna be a bunch more late nights until the actual opening. So we have a lot of you know, new stuff on order, old stuff that we still need to bring in and we can't get to at the moment. But, you know, as things kind of clear out at home and more new things come in, this shop will be fully packed. You know, there'll be enough room to walk in it, but there'll also be plenty of stuff, hopefully something for everyone. It is with heavy heart that we have to announce today the end of the LI Comic Guys. Because we are now the LI Comic Shop.
That's right, we are now standing in our new comic shop here in Lynbrook, New York, where we plan to put the community back into the comic community.
We still have a lot of work to do before we officially open, but we're here every day shipping away. So if you're in the area, swing by and say hi.
And we also want your input. Reach out to us, tell us what your likes and dislikes are when it comes to your local comic book shop. Our shop will be a place built for geeks by geeks.
From now on, when you think comics, think the LI Comic Shop, because we are the masters of the geekyverse.
So I think one of the biggest hurdles with opening the shop is it wasn't getting inventory. They have plenty of inventory. It's just pricing all of that stuff. And that is such a daunting task. Comic books is a very nuanced business, you know. There's a lot of things you got to do carefully and do right. I worked at a comic store for years. This is an industry where the prices change constantly. A character is announced in a movie, suddenly that book shoots up. Or this book was worth $200 3 months ago, now nobody wants it, it's worth $60. You got to constantly follow those trends and kind of know what to look for, especially since COVID. Everybody's looking up prices on eBay, on the Instagram sales, on GPA, everything. You could look up what something sold for an hour ago. So it's a constantly changing thing. And to identify prices for books that are fair, that customers are going to want to pay, but are also going to be profitable to the business, it's a skill. 185, 181, some to go 200?
Yeah.
I think a lot of the knowledge that I've gotten over the years has just come from doing things so much, from pricing books for years, following the market trends, has given me kind of that skill, like, hey, that's gonna work. Hey, I don't know about that. So it's kind of like a collaboration almost like I'm an advisor, because like they know the same things, but when we put our three heads together, each of us maybe points out something that the other didn't notice or an idea that the other didn't have.
We're pricing books and making sure they're priced in our app too, in our inventory app, and then that will be uploaded to the point of sale, POS. We'll go right into the system, even if like a price tag comes off, we don't have to waste people's time. It's a lot of work now, but hopefully it pays off in the end. The pricing and organizing and inventorying of the comic books, I think that's been more daunting than we expected.
Being able to keep up with, you know, the right amount, the correct amount of books that we need to order, it's really important. I think everybody struggles with it. And like Tess says, you know, we are going to put some systems into place where hopefully we can manage it a little bit better.
It takes a lot of work, it takes a lot of thought. Honestly, the stuff that makes it to the wall or the racks first is really just the stuff we've already priced and gone through. There could be more stuff that people are interested in that we haven't even put out yet.
We're always going to be learning something.
What numbers?
119.
119. Here's a 119.
Disorganization, just because we have to focus on like pricing the comics right now. It's like we've cleaned up a few times, but like we just moved stuff from one area to another area. We originally wanted to have these soft open
next week. I think we're gonna probably push that off to the week after, and then we're just gonna have to keep pricing while we're kind of softly open, because otherwise, you know, it's never gonna happen. Like, we're still probably weeks away from pricing every single book. So
$32 on cover price, $15. Wow. Take a look at mine when it comes out.
I think we're learning to do a lot of the same things, just differently. I think we have different styles. I'm really good with like the grading comics and like determining like, you know, the condition on them, and we've like kind of done that together a lot more. We'll just like look at something quickly, like, oh, I think this is like a 4 or a 5. I was like, yeah, that's where I was too.
I did
30. Yeah, I would do 30. Like, I was like, oh, I don't want this to have to fall on Jim only, or like, you know, like I don't want to have to wait for Jim to do it if he's doing other stuff. You know, I want us to both be able to do everything that needs to happen in the store. Developing that partnership where we're capable of both doing every single thing in here if we need to do it is the best way for us to succeed. Agree.
So when I was here helping, you know, with a lot of the setup, with a lot of the pricing, you know, it was a little stressful. Like certain things, we're trying to look stuff up, but lo and behold, every now and then I get an offhand comment where I'm like, wait, what? And it's something hysterical. And it's nice to see that, like, even when opening a business and you bring business into the hobby, like they've still got that passion for it and that fun aspect of it, you know? They bring that fun to the store. Even when customers aren't here, when it's just me here helping them, like it's still that, you know? So it's really nice to still to have that level of fun and enjoyment and to see it.
You know, everyone else, it's like, you know, we're in a position where we don't have to be so money hungry about it either. We can make it more about the community. Yeah, like, you know, we want to pay our bills and we want to make some money, but it's not like, oh, you know, we're not going to be miserable about it. You know, nice space too, nice size space. I know, you know, and we like the area. Great foot traffic, great parking. Yeah. I mean, it's, you know. We want it to be kind of a flexible environment with people, and like, you know, somebody who's truly passionate about something and like wanted this one specific thing, you know, like I think we might be pushovers in that way, but you know, we're going to do what we can to make sure like we can connect them with the thing that they really want.
The collectible business is nerve-wracking because it's not a necessity. So you have to create something where people want to come in and want to spend their money with you and be part of what you're building. Because otherwise it's just, you know, your typical store and you're just trying to sell a product. So it's the challenges is just moving the product, trying to get the right stuff in, trying to keep people coming back. So it's a grind. Hi, my name is Cliff Lee. I am the owner of Lost for Toys. We're located over in West Hempstead, New York. I love to collect. I love action figures. I love statues, the card aspect of it. And I just wanted to create something special, something that, you know, people could enjoy, not just the collectors, you know. I remember when I was younger and, you know, you'd walk into the storefront and the guys are just, not all of them, because this is kind of, you'd have like, you know, just certain guys who are just not very friendly. Tess and Jimmy, they're more into it where they will go above and beyond for their customers, and I know that too. They are two stand-up guys where it definitely sets them apart, where they're offering new books, they have older books, their knowledge is unbelievable. They love it. The one thing that hurts the most about him opening up the shop was that's my coffee buddy. I would have coffee with him like twice a week here, so obviously we built a good rapport. I'm definitely happy for him. You know, it's 100%. We still work together. We plan on doing some collaborations in the future, which will be so awesome. I think they're putting together a good thing over there.
It doesn't look like we made a dent. And we have. I mean, I think we have priced a bunch of boxes, but it just doesn't look like we've done anything.
I would love to for us to at least get a couple more rows that way. So it's like, oh, they have made some progress. When you visually see yourself make progress, that helps sometimes. Otherwise, it's just like, oh, we've gotten nothing done. It's frustrating. This is organized chaos, is what I call it right now. It's organized in a way that we know it, but it's still chaotic because it's all over the place. We'll get there eventually, but it's a lot of work. The ordering comics, I don't think either of us was good at that.
No.
Where that was something where we're kind of learning together.
Yeah.
And you know, it's I think that's going to be something where you never really have it right, because like it's stuff in the future. You don't know what people are going to like. You hope to try and get as close as possible without having too much overstock and backstock.
Right.
When we first opened, we were getting like 20 copies of Amazing Spider-Man and we were selling one. It was like, all right, so we need to cut back on Amazing Spider-Man. Now we have 20 people who want Amazing Spider-Man, so now we have to order more Amazing Spider-Man. So it's like kind of a fine line between having extra and like not having too much overstock.
And we've noticed that too, you know, people coming in a day or two after, you know, New Comic Book Wednesday, you know, like, hey, my shop didn't have this, but you guys have it. So
it's a beast, and it's something that I think the customer doesn't realize how much work it entails, for sure. Yeah, so that one I haven't. That one will probably stay in my personal collection.
And the funny part is, you go in there to buy something, you sit there, it's like going to a bar. You sit there and you shoot the breeze about comic books. I'm seeing more traffic, definitely, because a lot of people come in, they're like, I came to purchase this, or I came to maybe sell. And then next thing you know, they turn around and they're like, oh yeah, I'm headed down to Tessa's shop. You know, I got comic books to sell, or I'm going to pick up this week's comic. It's nice to have that added because we basically intertwine almost like the same clientele. It's nice to know there's somebody else that thinks the same way as us.
Him from like the 70s.
Yes.
Because they were talking to like Neil Adams, and I don't know where you park, but back there,
right there.
You can park for 4 hours for free.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
And no, we soft opened Monday, so you know we've done a few sales here and there. You know, we have at least one regular who's been in almost every day.
the excitement is building. It's slow, but I think I think eventually we're gonna be shocked when we're gonna have people in here more than one or two at a time. I didn't know how the town or how people were going to respond to it. You know, we got a lot of good feedback in the very beginning. A lot of people didn't know we were here. So it actually took a long time. I think it took a lot longer than I thought it was going to be. Once word started getting out that, oh, there's a comic book shop in Lynbrook, you know, then we started getting a lot more people.
A lot of people who first come in are very excited. It's something that people are generally positive about. It's like, you know, we're not something that's a necessity. It's not like, oh, you got to go there, I'm hungry, we have to go eat something. It's like people, if you're a comic book store, it's something that you want to go to. Like, we're a place that people get excited to like get the opportunity to go to and like visit and like look around.
You know, I'm not sure if it hit me yet of the store being open and people coming in. Because it's been, you know, right now it's been a little few and far between. I had a couple come in last night. It was a boyfriend, girlfriend, and the girlfriend just got into comics, and she started to read some, and you know, talking to her and, you know, finding out what her likes were and dislikes were. I kind of set her on a little direction of, you know, some of the newer stuff. And like Tess said, you know, we're starting to read the books now. I haven't picked up a book in months. Reading these new stories coming out, it's actually quite exciting. And trying to get these people coming in here and getting them excited on these new titles it's gonna be a game changer for us. Trying to educate the people, especially these little kids that come in. I'm loving these kids come in. They're so excited. They look up and they're, you know, you see their eyes all bright. Maybe it's just the shiny colors. Who knows? But you know, getting them excited about comic books. I think that's one of our main goals of starting this. Trying to bring it back to the old school comic book shop look and feel.
That's why, really, this keeps quiet. It's see if it's the ornament. Something about the Google search. I think I'm pretty good with like, you know, face forward, talking to customers, being more outgoing. I think Jim does a lot of really good things behind the scenes. He's great with like technology. He's great with like setup. He's great putting things together, much better than I am.
I figure we put the new releases up more on top, and then, you know, the week prior we just kind of moved those down. That was the whole logic on it. Still trying to kind of feel that out. We may have 3 weeks up here that we'll try to keep at any given moment, and then after that, you know, we'll move them into the backstock area or another section.
But you know, I think he's getting more comfortable with like, you know, talking to people, interacting with people, where, you know, I like to jump out there and just be like a clown. So, you know, he likes to be more of a normal guy than I do.
I kind of think, you know, when somebody walks in the store, you know, Tess the first one, he jumps out there and I'm like, whoa, like let the guy in the store first before you start talking to him. You know, me, I'm like, let the guy come in and, you know, maybe look around a little bit and be like, hey, what are you looking for? And stuff like that. Jumps on him as soon as they walk in the door. It's a little frightening.
Well, I like to just say like, hey, how's it going? You looking for anything in particular? I want to steer you in the right direction. You know, feel free to look around. Thanks for coming by.
Yes, thank you.
flight. Kind of takes my mind off everything. You know, it's one of those things where most of it's muscle memory for whatever muscle I have left. But it's a good way to clear your head, shoot around, play a little bit too when I can. I started playing probably around like 2nd or 3rd grade. I was pretty terrible though until about 7th. Once I had a pretty good sized growth spurt, my dad said, all right, now it's time to take it seriously. When you go from like 5'8" to 6'1" in like a summer. I was fortunate enough to play in college at Brooklyn College. It's good, it's fun. I enjoy playing. It's one of those things where, you know, I don't have to think too much. Once you do something so many times, it's kind of like instinctual, I guess. As long as I can still keep doing it, I'm gonna keep playing. We got the grand opening coming up. Could be good, could be bad. I got a good feeling about it though. I think, you know, we've got a good crowd. We've got some good creators coming. We know, you know, family and friends will be supportive. We hopefully that translates into, you know, some new people too. But, you know, it was always something that was gonna be a little risky. Hopefully we're a hit.
For us as a grand opening, we wanted the right, you know, creators to be here, an artist, a writer. We wanted the town involved, so we were trying to find that fine line of when can we gather all these people on the same day.
I think we did a really good job planning it. I think we were kind of meticulous with it. You know, we wanted to make sure that every aspect went well. So there were so many hats and like things that we had to keep in mind.
Our assistant Jack here is putting some of these bags and books together for the first 100 people who come. Yeah, try and stand them on. So we have a big raffle today for the grand opening. We're doing $5 for single tickets, or you get 5 tickets for $20, so you get a bonus ticket. So there's multiple prizes that can be won.
We also had like raffles and giveaways that we had set up for that day. You know, to get the excitement about items that, you know, people might not spend money on, but, you know, you put $5 or $20 in to get items that, you know, are well above that.
Mixed feelings of emotions here. Excited, nervous, terrified.
A little stressed. We did a lot of work, put a lot of work into this. I've got really high hopes.
Confused. No, I think we're all right. I think, you know, we've been working really hard at this. I think we're in a good place.
I think in the last couple weeks, we have piqued a lot of interest. We've had people coming. We have regulars now, which is kind of amazing.
We're where we need to be. So, you know, I'm feeling good-ish. We'll say good-ish is how I'm feeling.
It feels good because it feels real now. I think after today, it's gonna be more real than it was being just a soft opening, but still stressed. Look at the size of those scissors.
Oh, geez, cuts nice, yeah. Don't want to get too close to you there, Jack.
We had comic book creators here. We had, 3 artists and a writer.
We're gonna start with our buddy Kreese here. He's an amazing artist. We call him Baby Jim Lee because he's got a very similar style. Next table over here is our good buddy Chris Campana. Chris we met in Rhode Island Comic Con like maybe 8 years ago. Our next one here is our buddy Tom Travers. Tom is a really cool guy. Funny story, we met him in a cigar lounge probably about 8 to 10 years ago, me and another buddy, and we just started talking comics for hours, and then he joined our like inner circle of guys. And then our last guest over here is our new friend Joe Kelly, super famous writer. For those who don't know, he did a great run on Deadpool in the 90s. I mean, he's the co-creator of Ben 10, Big Hero 6. They did a great run on Ultimate Spider-Man, a nice run for Marvel. So really great to have Joe here. He's a legend of the industry.
He's waiting online. One of the greatest moments that day was we had like 30 people lined up outside coming to see the creators that we had.
I mean, this guy is really a huge writer. Like, he's a really big name, but but the two guys are big artists. The other guys, they're like, you know, kind of the hot names in for Marvel right now. So it's not really too surprising.
We had people coming to our store lined up before we were even open up to see us, to support us, and also, you know, support the creators that we had here. It was a big deal.
Outside of the shop.
Oh, of course.
Chris is awesome. We like all the same things. He's a sarcastic guy, just like I am.
When these guys reached out to me, I said, "You're making a big mistake." I said, "This is a bad idea. I don't know why I'm here right now." Nah, they reached out, and I thought I was excited for them. You know, I've known these guys for a bit. They've always been good to me, supportive of the gig, and I was excited to help them. I mean, that's what this community is all about. It's about, you know, people supporting artists and people supporting stores and getting the word out about stuff that we all like, comics, action figures, all that kind of stuff. So I was more than happy to be a part of this. Look at this guy.
Hey, what's up? What's going on?
How long was your drive?
Like 30 minutes.
Oh, mine was 2 hours. I got here on time.
It's the illusion of being close.
All right, who's ready?
You know, I think we thought it was going to be good. It was crazy. I don't think we ever expected it to be what it was. The day went by so quickly, especially with so many people in the store.
I ended up manning the register most of the day because there were so many people there and everybody was like, "Where's the owners? Where's Tess? Where's Jim?" And it's all new readers. It's people that we've seen before years ago at conventions or other shops, that faces that we recognize.
So far, so good. Yeah. A little shocking how much people are here, but it's very exciting. It'll be a good day.
One of the biggest writers for Deadpool is that gentleman right over there, Joe Kelly. These items up here are up for raffle. All right, that's it. You can go back to your business now.
I think we kind of let go of like the register and the actual sales part. I mean, like that was probably like the last thing we focused on that day. It was really just kind of interacting with the community, you know, people that we knew, new people that have come in.
Free giveaway here, Justice League New 52. Congratulations. Who is the mother of Wonder Woman?
Queen Hippolyta.
Yes, that's correct. Also, what is Superman's weakness? A Funko Fusion Skeletor, the exclusive Hallmark ornaments. All right, who's gonna pull this one? Debbie Kelch, A. Puglisi, Steve Liano here, Victor Lorenzo, Maddie. Wow, dude. Z-Shine, yeah, this is what you wanted.
It kind of smashed both of our expectations for sure.
Hi, my name is Joe Kelly. I'm a writer, producer. I work in comics. I work in animation. I'm one of the guys who created Ben 10. I did a lot of work on Deadpool. I've worked at Marvel. I've worked at DC. I've been doing this for a while, and I'm very happy to be here for the grand opening of this store and get to meet people, and the place is beautiful. I'm glad I'm here, so thanks for having me.
My favorite part of being part of the comic book hobby, the fandom, is the artwork. That's what got me into it. I discovered comic book artists when I was in middle school and realized that people got paid to draw all this awesome stuff, and I fell in love with the art styles, and that got me into other forms of art, fine art, illustration, everything, animation. So comics were like my gateway to all that stuff, and for me it is all about the visuals, the art, the different styles. I love the characters and stuff too, of course, the original ideas, great ideas, all that kind of stuff. So there's a lot of love and passion for the characters, the different publishers and creations out there. So it's just a wonderful thing. It fuels me creatively to always check out comics and comic book art. So that's what it's all about for me.
The experience here at Long Island Comic Shop is amazing. Everybody here is super knowledgeable. I got this really cool Spider-Verse jam piece. This place is a gem.
So great turnout today. We've had a lot of nice people come by, friends, family, new friends. We've had a great turnout. Our artists are rocking and rolling. Our writer, Joe Kelly, he's had a lot of people stop by. It's been a really great event so far. I mean, I don't think we could have asked for more, to be honest.
Hi, my name is Z. I live local in Limbrook. Tess and Jim are freaking awesome. They have a lot of variety of stuff to go and get. Statues, graded books, comic books, new and old. These guys are awesome, very knowledgeable, and it's a pleasure to be in a store that actually caters to the actual comic book fan. So thank you, Tess and Jim.
Wow, thank you.
I did not expect to win the raffle, but met some great creators, got some autographs, and got to experience it with my two boys.
I guess this is the biggest example of how it's grown, right? Being able to really take your passion and turn it into your day job.
This here is a sketch done by Neil Adams, and that's the first appearance of Black Panther. You know, the new G.I. Joe is really good. I'm not a big G.I. Joe reader, but that was a really good book.
Oh, that's cool.
I haven't picked up a G.I. Joe in probably 20 years, but I read that one. Really good. You know, we want to encourage people to come into a store and express their ideas and to open their minds to, you know, different type of comic books and characters and all that good stuff.
Do you know, where's your dad? Is that your dad? Do you know what Wolverine's real name is? Why don't you confer with Dad? See if you guys can figure out the answer. So when you do fold it, it just goes here and there, and then you just fold it over to the white.
I do appreciate that this is something that really allows people to express themselves. A collector could really find a passion and a connection to a line of books, and then hopefully they want to share that, or they come to this store and they enjoy it. And it's just that I love.
There you go.
When you think about nostalgia, you can see the moment in people's faces where they look at something and you just see like an expression change. You know, when we see a parent and a child like look at something and they both get excited about it together. I mean, like that generational exchange. I think it's so powerful because I think that's really what we're selling, is we're selling nostalgia. We're really thankful and appreciative and like grateful for everything that happened that day.
Standing here behind the register and seeing like 50 people out on this floor, all just talking to each other and like happy and smiling and seeing the community that like actually exists, you know, that you hear about, like this comic book community. It's here right in front of us.
Good luck.
I also got the grand opening. I had it signed by Jim and Tess. And you know, when we make it bigger, I might have this graded and it might be even bigger.
Seeing all the kids being so excited about all the comic related things, watching me draw, it just, you know, keeps me motivated. It's nice to see.
It's really wonderful to watch someone do something that they love. He just loves it, and it's going to be great. We're all very excited for him.
It's a good time. I love the store. It's great. I hope you come back. It's been a very busy day. It's been a very exciting day. This community has been fantastic. You know, the comic fans coming in to support us has been absolutely amazing, and I hope we can keep this momentum going. I see good things with us here, and hopefully it just gets bigger and bigger.
It's great to see this. It's great to see him and, you know, partnered with Jim and others and the community come together.
We didn't know what to expect. We're like, it could be a great day, it could be a dead day, but you know, it wound up being really great. There seems a lot of people who are like very supportive of what we're doing here and happy that we're here, and we're glad because we're happy that we're here too, honestly. I think my favorite part of the day would have to be like opening the actual doors. I wasn't sure what kind of crowd we were gonna get, and to have like a line of like, you know, 20, 30 people out there waiting to come inside, you know, it made us feel pretty good. So that was awesome to see that there was people excited about it, people who wanted to support it, and you know, we had a great day here. But that was really a highlight for me today. Woo! Congratulations, us!
Yay!
Oh, thank thank you, everybody. Even
Seriously.
the wives, family, thank you so much for allowing Tess and I to do this.
It should be especially the wives, right?
It should be especially the wives.
He meant that.
That's true.
Today was an awesome day.
He said what he meant.
I did. I did.
You said it perfectly. Thank you all. Thanks everyone who came here today. It was amazing. We didn't expect the turnout that we had. We definitely didn't expect people to be waiting for us to open the door. Thank you, Mike. Thank you all our special guests today. It was awesome. Thank you. To many more years.
Cheers.
I knew certain family was coming. I knew certain friends were coming, and then like the spill of like people on top of that though was more than I expected, I guess.
And people buying books. I was a little shocked the amount of what people were buying. Like some were like little onesie twosie books, but then there were people buying stacks.
Well, and then you see the big gaps, right?
And then and we have
The big
gaps
books.
in books. Like, people bought books.
Oh.
You know, but then you had those, you know, those kids who were, you know, picking books up and crinkling them and putting them back, and I'm like, oh, don't do that. Okay, I'm taking that. It was a good day. Yeah, that goes on for a long time.
That's closer than I've seen actually. That's an older one. I got that from Clips. I think that's from like.
Does it open?
Yeah, it does. But I don't know if you saw this one. This one, this one lights up too with the little.
No.
Come out to the coast. We'll have a little. We'll have some laughs.
I have that one.
Yeah, that one I don't think I have the batteries in. Oh, this Yoda's actually pretty sick too. His face moves and his eyes.
No way!
Then and by the way, my PR director was devastated. He could not do it. He has his dog at the vet. He was like, he's nervous. I was here like, you doing okay?
How's it going, Tess? Nice to meet you.
Nice to see you. How you doing? All right?
Love the tie.
Thank you very Merry Christmas. I could be. What a great location.
Yes.
Great parking in front. Great parking on the side. So how long have you two known each other?
Maybe like 10 years now.
He's telling me about this.
Yeah, we met on the train. It was funny.
Did really?
Yeah. So we were on the Long Island Railroad because I saw him with like a comic book bag.
Midtown
So
Comics.
we just started talking. I was like, oh, you're a comic fan too? And it was just like from there we started going to like comic book conventions and stuff together. And
Where do you live?
I said, I'm in Franklin Square.
Oh, so
yeah.
that's a nice thing. It's not, it is. But I will tell you, so when I came down, parking wise, real accessible.
I mean, back there too, you can park for free for 4 hours.
And so you go on the donuts too?
Oh yeah, the donuts, the bagels.
Been it?
Oh yeah.
I was just talking the other day.
I probably gained 10 pounds.
By the way, I just ordered up my holiday donuts and these people. So come on, walk me through it. What do we got?
Oh my God.
Come on, this is awesome. Are you kidding?
We got all of our graded stuff.
Oh wow. Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Some more of the ungraded but older stuff.
Any of you personal that you're willing to part with?
Yeah.
We're trying again.
Maybe.
By the way.
Oh yeah. So
That's the high end, really.
This is our big stuff. We got the X-Men one over there. What do you get there? You want the first appearance of Wolverine?
That's good stuff, though. These comic books were more fun. There's a classic for you. That's actually a fun one. That's a great cover. I mean, look at Iron Man's original suit and that whole thing. Are they actually making a live action of that?
Bucky's a druggie or whatever.
He-Man.
Yes. They're supposed to. Yes.
Yeah.
I saw like
He's a big He-Man guy.
They've been talking about live action He-Man for
a long
years
time.
now. So that was the first movie I ever saw in the movie theater. Was the original one with Dolph Lundgren. And like at the end where Skeletor pops up. So I've been waiting like almost 40 years. I think when you're passionate about something, you kind of give away this aura. And I think other people sense it too.
Just as good. It really was just, but character a lot of fun.
That one I haven't watched, but I've heard it's
Oh, by the way,
yeah.
I'm going to tell you right now, you'll appreciate it. It's they're good stories, good artwork. I have hope for them. I mean, it's a reboot. We'll see.
So all the boys came here and they all bought this book and they're doing a book club.
That's great.
So it was good.
That's great.
And one of the things that kind of bothered me about some of the comic shops were, you can see that some of that passion is gone. It doesn't always succeed. There's not someone waiting in the rafters who has that same passion for it that you do.
It really is great. I love it. I love it.
We're going to add more, so we're going to get more into the non-sports cards. We got enough space to do events here. We had 4 artists in here. One of the artists said it felt like being at a con because there were so many people and it was so busy.
Good friend, Laura.
Hi, how are you? Good morning. Tess.
I'm also a Limerick resident.
Oh, you are?
Thank you for
Awesome.
coming to Limerick.
She used to be a trustee before she came
yeah.
on the town board.
Hi, good
Jim.
morning.
Nice. Good morning.
Nice to meet
Nice
you
meeting
as
you
well.
too.
Jim and I, our kids go to school together. His wife is awesome. She actually runs the Civic Association for Garden City, accomplished attorney, and he not only owns this store, he served his country. He's everything you want. He's a great guy.
That's very nice. Thank you.
Thank you.
No, it's true.
So you're like the whole shebang.
Well, so is him.
Everything.
He's the other owner.
Hold on, but this is good.
But everything else, that's all me.
These two meet on a train. He's from
Long Island
Franklin Square.
Railroad, yeah.
They meet on the Long Island Railroad, start a friendship, and from all that, they created this. And they've been open, for a week, I guess?
Well, we had the grand opening, but we've been kind of softly open about 6 weeks. So
And how is business?
it's been doing pretty good. I think it kind of picks up a little bit more every week.
And this is a very unique store. I haven't seen anything like this around.
I think one of the things that we've heard a lot of is it's something different in the area, the town, which I think is exciting because, there's nothing, it's great having a lot of bars and restaurants and stuff like that, but you want a little bit of variety sometimes.
We've heard a lot from the people walking around. The term we've heard is finally something different in Lynbrook is what we've heard.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, we'll take it.
Yeah.
Who did this?
That's a friend of ours, actually. Wow. He's a teacher at St. Anthony's. He's the head of the art department. That's Usagi Yojimbo.
Okay.
Yeah, and then another friend of ours, he owns a tattoo shop in Oceanside, Undead Ink. Mike Caro, he did that.
I think the coolest thing, I don't know if it's an Easter egg or something people might miss, but one of the things we started this little kind of sketch store through the back room. And any artist that we know or the artist that we had come for the grand opening, we asked them to do a little sketch on there. And I think that's kind of a fun addition. We've noticed kind of other shops and other people do something similar. And I was I think that'd be a great addition to our shop.
This is funny though.
Yeah,
I like that. I actually look at this when they were selling this stuff in the beginning. That you'd be like, oh, mail 10 cents.
That's a Ponzi scheme right here.
But look at the characters up here. The ice cream guy, and then you get these Christmas cards, and you're like, it's not a photo, it's a handwritten box. So they would.
I think the way we act and feel and describe this stuff, you can see how people get excited about it too.
Did you guys this start as a hobby and then
Yeah,
you
for
grew it
sure.
into a business?
Yeah, so we still collect. This isn't. There's pieces here from our personal collections, but there's a lot more still in the personal collection that won't get in.
Before we did this, we did a podcast for a good.
Yeah, we started doing that.
Check it. These are some of their more significant
Oh my
pieces.
gosh.
But I'm saying
Wow.
those are top dollar pieces.
Wow. Now, are they so expensive because they're so rare? Is that
So this one here, this
Yeah.
is the first appearance of Wolverine.
So X-Men is such a, you just think you're saying all the movies, that's the one that based it all off of, that now is transformed into so many more things now. It's totally based on this.
Justice League stuff too.
Oh,
it's
but it's even the Iron Man and the theme, it's based on these vintage looks of all these. I love it. Great stuff.
Yeah.
Really is great stuff. So here's how are you gonna do? Listen, you want to get everything in the photo. So I'm saying to myself, do we have these two guys behind the counter so we can get why don't we try something like that?
Okay, that works. Ready right over here? Good. Perfect.
Nah, listen to me. I think it's I'm pumped for you.
Logo on there.
I'll have to bring them the Don Clavin cartoon.
Oh yeah, that's true. We have a bunch of them too.
He is a character.
I've known it for a while. Yes.
Oh,
In the very beginning, I've always been a control type of freak. I'm a control freak. If I know how to do something, I kind of keep that to myself. And letting go of things, it's been. I'm slowly starting to do it better, more now, and it's been helpful, I think.
We're closed Tuesday and Sunday, but technically we're open every day right now.
Okay, so we're gonna push this out.
Yes.
We're gonna get this out there, and you know what? But that's why I wanted to have the days that you're open because it's a busy time of the year.
Well, one of the things we're thinking too, about the movies. I was telling some of our customers, like, if we get enough people interested and there's a big comic book movie, maybe we'll just rent one of the theaters and like have like all the people from the store come in and like we'll all watch the movie together.
It makes it more fun. There's a lot in this town that can be like we can collaborate a lot.
Like everybody, like all these other businesses have been really great.
I might send a crew down to do something for the town website with you guys talking and talking about comic books. I mean, who wouldn't love to see you pick up? Hey, look at this! It's #1. Come on down and look at behind the glass. Don't touch it. I'm gonna breathe on it. Cool, brother. Congratulations! Really nice meeting. He's been talking about this for a while.
Yeah, it's exciting.
Thank you very much. Really nice meeting you. You guys are looking responsive.
Nice to meet you, man.
That's awesome. I couldn't get here. Oh, get out of here.
Thank you again.
I'll see you. I'll be out. This is great.
Absolutely.
I'll talk to you later.
You got it. Thanks.
I mean, look at this. It looks official. Like we're a real business now.
Yeah,
we're grown-ups. We got our seal from the town of Hempstead. Our logo's even on that. Everybody signed it. That's awesome.
It means a lot.
Yeah, it's really nice.
It makes it more real now.
Yeah. It gives us some legitimacy, I guess.
This is fantastic.
Yeah,
I appreciate
really
the town of
exciting.
Hempstead for coming out, especially Donald Clavin to come out to present this to us.
Good people. Good people around here.
Donald's a good guy.
Yeah, he seems nice. He seems like a character.
It feels great, at this present moment. I'm still working my day job. Once I leave there and be able to focus my time here 100%, it's just going to get better. Because I feel like we are holding back. We are holding back on doing more different type of things because I'm not here 100% of the time. So I think once I'm here and focused, it's going to be amazing. I'm hoping, I know, and I'm not even hoping, it's going to be amazing. But once we're both here together and being able to invest 100% here, it's going to be a great thing.
So it's Free Comic Book Day. This is the big show. This is a Super Bowl for local comic book shops. We're very excited. It's going to be a crazy busy day. Hopefully, similar to the grand opening, which at this point was about 6 months ago. We're really excited. Unfortunately, Jim had some, medical procedures he had to have done, but he's not going to be here. He's really missing out. He really wishes he could be here, but he's going to be back soon and better than ever. So we're really excited to have him back. But it's going to be a great day. A lot has changed. A lot has stayed the same. A lot of new people in the store. We're almost up to like 100 people on our pull list. It's been really great. The people we have are great people. Our pull list people, our regulars. Like, it's been bringing so many different people together. So we have a lot of new stuff. There's a lot of toys in here that we got. We bought a collection of stuff with a good friend of ours at Lost for Toys, Cliff. We've added some new statues as well. We have like a lot of the CW statues from here, from the DC Direct. Some new artwork up as well. This is Scotty Young page from Rocket Raccoon. This is a Alex Gross Batmania artist proof print. We've got some Legos up there from Star Wars as well. Lots of new books everywhere. We've got new trades in this area. You know, we're doing some stuff against the wall over here. A lot of different back issues, and like these are our new books here. You know, we're shifting stuff around. More toys over here as well. We've got some Funko Pops up here. We bought a small collection of those too. We don't want to step on Cliff's toes, so we're not going to get too many of them. But just some cool stuff. New books. The walls probably changed a decent amount. And that's pretty much it. Some cards, more graded books. I mean, you know, we've been rocking and rolling. We still wake up every day, even though it's 6 months later. We enjoy coming here. It's just, you know, a fun place. Even the days I'm like feeling down or under the weather, I'm like, no, I have to go. I want to be there. So it's really been great. I couldn't have more positive things to say, which is crazy to think. You know, we've been doing it this long and like really no negatives still. But you know, it's great. I've been loving every minute of it. I think it's this stage of it is complete, the vision. I think the vision is going to constantly evolve.
It's kind of strange. It hasn't been easy, but it has been easy. You know, we're still learning a lot, especially ordering books. You know, the people have been fantastic. I can't stress that enough. This community and the people coming in.
Nothing here is written in stone. So we want it to be kind of a flexible environment with people. And like, we're not going to be afraid to say, hey, we were wrong on this.
Hey! Get back in bed.
Look who's here.
Hi!
I want you back next week.
How are you?
I dragged her to help.
Oh, of course.
How you doing? Good?
Happy Free Comic Book Day.
Yeah, happy Free Comic
at the
Book
Long
Day.
Island Comic Shop today. This is our first time here. We just learned you guys opened up in October, so we took the drive out from Sable. And owner, super cool, super friendly. He introduced himself as soon as we walked in, and we chatted him. I chatted with him a couple of times, you know, throughout the, you know, we've been here for like an hour and a half actually. You know.
There was a lot of cool stuff to see, a lot of cool art to see.
Did not disappoint.
Did not
And
disappoint.
We got this This is just one of the drawings that we got done today, which is unbelievable. Guys, thank you for doing this. This was so
No
great.
problem. Thank you guys for coming. We appreciate it.
Mr. Lee, Mr. Chen, thank you guys very much.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
You got it. How's it going? Hi, nice meeting you.
Hello, how are you?
Hey Matt, how's it going?
Enjoy.
Thank you very much. Coming here for the last 4 months, great store. He's very good to the customers, and I've been like the first 20 of his customers, and I just love that he's getting all these people in, and it's good to have all the kids come back and start seeing more people coming into stores. I wish them all luck.
One of the main priorities for us to be here is not to just be like someone who's, you know, pushing product on you. It's really to be, you know, someone who's part of, you know, the hobby.
Just staying outside. I don't know. I don't know.
Breaking the mold, I guess,
Yeah,
of like what a
comic
comic
book
shop is. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll hand you one right now.
Cool, thank you.
Thank you. Look at this, such a nice signature.
We love coming to the comic book store. They're always super nice here, have everything that we need. Just wish I had more money to spend on more things. But it's a great experience and great to bring the kids.
Even though we're the two kind of business owners here, there's a lot of people who are still part of this, you know, community with us. And, you know, we wouldn't be here without a lot of them. You know, there's a lot of people who inspired us to do this, who are, you know, not really owners of the store, but, you know, maybe honorary owners of the store.
Hi everybody, I'm Don Clavin, the town supervisor, and thank you for joining us here tonight. We have a great salute to our veterans, and we can't thank them enough. So thank you for your service to our country. God bless you and God bless your families. We have a great show tonight with the Commodores, and we'll follow it up by fireworks. Now enough of me, on with the show.
While Jim Michalak may be best known around the community as the owner of a local comic book shop, his real-life story is nothing short of heroic. A lifelong fan of pop culture and sci-fi, Jim turned his passion for larger-than-life heroes into a life of service. He enlisted in the United States Navy, risking his own safety to save others. His military career was marked by courage, commitment, and an unshakable sense of duty. After his time in uniform, Jim continued to lead in the tech world, eventually serving as a Chief Technology Officer. He also serves as the membership chairman with Garden City American Legion Post 265 and is also a strong supporter of the organization's auxiliary programs. Today, when he's not flying planes, diving recreationally, or spending time with his wife June and their two sons, Jack and Grant, you'll find him surrounded by comic books and collectibles. But make no mistake, while Jim has a passion for fictional heroes, he's the real deal himself. We are proud to present Jim Michalak with the Veterans Service Award.
Mr. Clavin, Donald Clavin, is he's a great friend. He's a great leader. I love him to death. Yes, I'm a veteran. I signed a paper. I volunteered. Awards are great, but there are probably thousands of other guys that probably deserve it more than I do. I'm not gonna say I'm not deserving, but there's people out there that deserve it more. There's people that who sacrifice themselves, have done tremendous amount more than I've ever done, and I hope to one day get to that level where I can even do more for our veterans, because it's very important to me to help out veterans. I am working on some stuff with the comic book shop that I wanted to do to get my veteran side and my comic book side together. It's still a work in progress, but hopefully we'll have something soon. We'll broadcast it out. It's a great honor, and I love it. But it's hard because it's just I don't like recognition. I'm not a big guy who wants awards and everything like that. But Donald's a great friend. So to have him in my life to present me with an award for being a veteran, it was an honor.
If you had to describe the journey in one word, what would it be?
I think rebirth. I've felt so much different since we've done this. I mean, my life has changed, not completely, but I feel like who I am has changed completely. I'm much happier. When I wake up in the morning, it used to be all right, is there anything that I needed that was specifically needed from me at work today? Or can I stay home as a sick day or something like that? And I never feel that way now.
Exciting. This has been exciting. Yeah, I didn't think it was going to get to this point. It's a very exciting time to be able to do this, to showcase our shop, our store. We're a new shop, just opened up. To newcomers, to people I've been reading. It's a lot of excitement.
It's days where it's just oh my God, I can't move. I was but I'm gonna crawl on the floor to get there because I want it.
I like comic shop. You want to take a drive out, check
This
out the
is
store?
kind of reinvigorated my life, to be honest. Being part of the community, not just a place where people are coming in and we're selling you stuff, pushing stuff in your face. We want you to come in and enjoy yourself here.
I just don't want to be a comic book shop where somebody just comes and buys a comic book. We want to be more involved in the community and get people to come in and showcase their stuff.
Oh, you already followed us.
We talked about having an artist night or a gallery night where somebody comes in and presents their art. Maybe one person, maybe multiple people.
Getting kids more involved. We've noticed that we've got a lot of kids that come in who are they want to inspire to be an artist, maybe a comic book artist. And we've had kids come in with their portfolio books and show us on their phones of what they've drawn and stuff like that. And eventually I think we set up a spotlight for even these local in the local community of, showing these kids their work and getting maybe the school involved.
I would love to, grow this as much as possible, but, even if this is as far as it went, I'm happy with, where we landed.
Move the camera around.
Get those in the behind the scenes.
Yeah, we should do a
blooper reel.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. There's gonna be lots of those for sure.
Happy I allowed him to store those f***ing boxes in my attic. I always wondered, I was like, should I tell him that on my deathbed or?
That was awesome.
Don't mess with me, motherfucker.
Oh shit.
Oh shit. That wouldn't have been good.
I'm very optimistic. Then we got Mr. Cliff back here with Lost for Toys. What's up, bud? It's getting in your face.
Hey guys.
What's up, brother?
Jimmy.
They talk such shit. They talk such shit. Remember what I said? Asshole.
You have to leave LA Comic Guys for a little bit, or LA Comic Shop, excuse me. You have to leave LA Comic Shop for a little bit and see what a real booth looks like. Just see,
What you call it, the shithole?
It was.
What was your first impression of the shop when you walked in, when it was fully done?
Their shop? Oh, shithole, without a doubt. No, I'm kidding. You're like, definitely keeping that. I'm so using that.
Constantly having trouble finding the hole. Luckily, it hasn't affected him in his personal life.
I think he was reading a digital book, and I said, "Oh, do you read comics?" And that's how it kind of just stuck. He started the conversation. Yeah. Everybody's got a different story, I guess. I don't know.
Are there any specific? Is that going to be?
He's scraping. So it might be a few. We'll see. I think he's just scraped. Yeah, so he's almost done. I know. You're like, what is that? It's like the Freddy Krueger shit. It's challenging as far as selling the product. You want to wait? So, yeah. No problem. Yeah, he's getting deep on that.
The vision is starting to come together for sure. I think you just said that before. But it's going to change too. We're going to find between what do they call error? What's the word I'm looking for? The term. It's like you learn. We're all blanking. God.
Being adaptable.
Yeah, we'll definitely be adaptable, but what is it?
Okay.
It's like a one word.
No, it's like a saying. It's like you have to try it and then you learn.
Live and you learn?
I live and learn. trial and error. It's going to be error. That's what
it's
it
going
is.
to be.
So
yeah,
you know, we'll figure out what works, what doesn't. You know, we'll shift things around. Take my white gloves off so I look a little less creepy.
Agreed.
Jim, he like kind of weaseled his way in there like a fourth wheel in a threesome. Those wires over there. Oh, Jim, I'm in the middle of an interview, Jim. Ow! Ow! God! Don't strike me. Heads.
All good, all good. I hit the box.
It's all right. You cut. You got one line. You gotta go. Hi, I'm Cliff, Lost for Toys. At the end, shithole. What do you think of Tess? Definitely an asshole when I first met him. So yeah, yeah. Shithole, asshole. Jimmy's okay. Exactly. You have the picture of Lost for Toys. Shithole, asshole, Jimmy's badass military background.
You're trying to get action so fast, right?
Should I do it in slow motion? Oh wait, you can do that.
I can do that, yeah. Slow it down.
Can we get the music put in there? I don't know if I got something in my nose.
Gotcha.
First question, what's your favorite manga?
Let me
Come
put you in
done.
the system.
Yeah.
I was waiting for you to like
Sweet milk and caramel. You want anything?
Can I do you mind if I text you real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
And then Tony said he'll stay here while we go to lunch.
Oh, excellent.
We don't have to show that it missed, right? I'm a lefty anyway, so I'll go on the left side. Airball.
Rolling. All right, you want to do this now?
Hey, can I do it?
Yeah, please. Get in there.
Sure, get in there.
God.
So just get right in the middle.
Beast after shave, take one.
Oh.
That's from Rocky.
You want to do the clap brush?
You're not gonna top my beast after shave.
No, but sarcastic bitch one.
That you're full of S. It's like one of those. It's like kind of like a blacklight print, I believe. So we were trying to figure out who did it, and we haven't been able to figure it out yet. Like we Googled it, and we found the actual print, but it didn't have any information on who did it. So we still have to do more research on it. We bought it from another comic shop years ago, and they also didn't know where it was from. They're like, I don't know. I was like, okay, cool. I don't want to get too close to you there, Jack. Take your goddamn head off.
Having a kid of his own now.
This is your sister's. Ew. She's gross. I'm still high. I haven't come down.
Do you edit this?
Yeah, we can edit.
Oh,
Don't worry.
that's good.
Whoever they are, they won. I'm assuming it could be a guy or a girl. We don't know. We don't know. But Maddie won. Congratulations, Maddie.
There you go. I'm not an artist. I'm a writer. There you go.
I knew certain family was coming. I knew certain friends were coming, and then like the spill of like people on top of that though was more than I expected, I guess.
And people buying books. Like I was yeah. Walks away when I'm talking.
It must have cost at least $12 or something. Look at that, that's beautiful. I guess we'll start with Star Wars since tomorrow's the 4th, right? Yeah.
Got it.
We're gonna do 4, 5, and 6, and then we're gonna shut it off.
That's acceptable.
We'll all do Greco-Roman wrestling nights in here too, maybe.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Okay.
Awesome.
I'm tired.